Alright guys, so we're starting part 3 of the quest series, Road to Korasi Sword. We're having a little cut scene of you and all your characters, all your buddies, talking to Greyzag, who you may remember from Wizard Tower, and he's actually a bad guy. Oh boy. And Jessica's all heartbroken because she followed him, and blah 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 blah. So you guys have a little confrontation with him, and you end up trapped behind some rocks in a little room. Alright guys, sorry, but that dialogue literally lasted like 5 minutes. So right here, you end up getting trapped by Greyzag, and Tiffy hands you his comm orb, and you're going to be commanding troops in battle. He summoned a bunch of pest control guys onto a Conquest board, go figure, and you are going to be commanding troops in a Conquest game. Alright guys, so I apologize, my private chat's kind of in the way. I probably should have turned that off for you guys, but it's not too bad. Conquest is a pretty simple game. It's a lot like chess. You have to pay a lot of attention to the details of each enemy. You see we're going against pest control guys. You need to pay attention to how much damage they can do and how much health they have. I usually start with my foot soldiers, or my scouts, because they can move really far. And you see right there, the splatters have to kill themselves to do damage. So by moving that foot troop out and getting rid of that splatter, really no harm is done. So what my plan is here, and here's the thing, it seems like they cheat, and I know you like people always say that, but they move like 2 guys at a time. And I imagine it's supposed to be that way to make it more difficult, but it's still kind of annoying. So, right here, I sacrifice a foot soldier, or a scout. I keep doing that. Scouts really aren't that valuable except for being able to move fast and move far, so that's why I used him. And you see, I'm looking at the details. You need to do that. So, right here, I use my halberd guy. And what's good about him is he can attack from a square away, or 2 squares away. So you can take out that shifter without taking any damage or without putting that halberder birder out too far on a risk. Right there, you see they move twice. They move the shifter and they move the spinner. Mages are actually really useful, and mine doesn't last long in this game. But a lot of people recommend, if you want to win, use your mage, because they have the furthest range of any of the monsters. So it's really nice to have the mage do the majority of your attacks. It also does 20 damage, which a lot of the pest guys only have 20 health. My strategy in this game was actually to reserve my knights and use them up, and keep my archers and mages and champion kind of as a last resort. The knight has a lot of health and does a lot of damage. I think it does 30 of each, which is nice. The spinner here takes out my mage, which is something I really didn't want to happen, but it's okay because now his spinners only do 100 damage or 10 damage, but they have 800 health, which is, that's the problem, is that they just take a lot of turns to take out. Definitely use your power-ups. Battle Cry on a champion is, like right there, 600 damage. Now that spinner is down to only 200 health. Just like that. So definitely save those Battle Cries. I usually save them for ones that do a ton of damage, because they increase health too. But sometimes, in an emergency, you might have to use Battle Cry on a lower level, or a lower player, to keep them from being defeated. So right here, I take out a spinner using my champion, and when you get one of those spinners out of the way, it feels kind of good, because those are just tanks that really cause problems. So right here, he moves his Ravagers. Ravagers are kind of the equivalent of a knight. They have a lot of health and a lot of damage. You see right there, 300 of each. So what I plan on doing is using my knight to take him out, because my knight, like I said, is pretty much was my main strategy going into this game. And by chastising that Ravager, I can protect my knight. knowing that the Defiler is probably going to attack him but that's alright because I still want that Ravager to stay where it is and not get any closer to my other guys. Fortunately, they don't attack my knight, which opens my knight up to come and attack this Ravager and take him out too. So right there, I've taken out 2 of his strongest guys. So I'm already feeling pretty good about this game. My knight's at full health. I have 2 really good power-ups to have, and I'm outnumbering him with a lot of my really strong guys left. I don't think I've lost a strong player besides my mage left, or yet. So right there, he sacrifices a splatter to do only 100 damage to my knight, and attacks twice somehow, and takes out my foot soldier. That kind of made me mad, but whatever. So what do? Take out his Defiler with my knight. This one knight, I take out 3 or 4 guys with. The knight has always been my main source of power in Conquest, even when I was playing like regular people to get my deflector. I was always using my knights and my halberders. I don't know, that's just sort of how I work. So he brings up his Torture, which does low damage and has low health, which is nice. So I take him out with my archer, so I don't have to get any of my guys closer. And I regenerate my knight, because my knight's at only 100 health, and I want to keep him going. So I regenerate him to back to full health. So that knight that's done all that damage is right back as powerful as he was before. The Defiler does some damage to him. That's alright though. I thought that spinner was going to attack me, and that would have made me really upset. And that's alright. So I walk over here with my knight, and then I take out his Defiler. So, if you've been keeping count, I believe that's 4 or 5 guys now. That spinner is in position to take out my knight, so I chastise him so he can't do that. And then I end my turn. Maybe I didn't chastise him. I don't know. But he attacks my foot soldier. Foot soldiers only do 100 damage, but they have 30 health. And then they go at it, like back and forth. It was really weird. He attacked me twice, it looked like. So now he's down to 600 health. And I have a battle cry, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I have a battle cry. So I want to use my champion on him. Because 600 damage will take out that spinner. So just like that, his spinner's done. My knight is still up there. He has 1 torture left, I believe. That's it. He takes out my knight finally. I can't say that that knight didn't do his job. He definitely won that game for me. Definitely use your knights. And by that I mean your knight, because I'm pretty sure you only have 1. Right here I put on charge because tortures only have 100 health and foot soldiers can move really far, and I use charge so it can move twice as far, so I can go and just end the game just like that, take out the torture. Textbook win. I had 5 guys left. I was very excited about that. So we win, victory, yay-hoo, and there's a little dialogue, kind of funny stuff here, you know. Aquarius has been pickaxing at the rocks we're trapped behind, but he can't do it. So I was thinking maybe I have to go do that. But she teleports us out, and Aquarius is all mad because he was trying to teleport, but we get teleported out of there. And Captain Korasi goes running on out. And this is where we start the final battle. We're going to charge in there and fight the Pest Queen. I'm going to save that for its own video. And yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. And we will face the Pest Queen then. I have to go bank my stuff, of course. So I will see you guys then.